one. That's what's scary when you see this Israel thing. Like, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It scares the shit out of me. Because when I see something like that happen, you know, there's no clear way this resolves peacefully. Like, this is bad. This is real bad. And Israel's going to go into Palestine. They're already bombing, and there's all... And is there a retaliation for that? And what happens then? And what other countries get involved? And fuck, man. It just really puts into perspective that there's some shit going on that you're not thinking about because it's not in your life. So if you're a guy like you or I, let's say us, because we're comedians, so we're hanging out at the comedy club, we're doing podcasts, that's our world. Their world is killing people. Their world is controlling resources, and it's not, they don't play fair. Like, they release stories that aren't true. They use disinformation to switch narratives. They have social media posts that aren't real so they can get people riled up about certain things. And then they're also coordinating military attacks. That's their world. We just don't think about that world because we're not in that world. But people have been in that world since the beginning of time. And we're seeing that right now. We're seeing that, like, in your face, where you're like, what? And you're also seeing people with massive amounts of conspiracies now, right? And whenever something like that happens, there's always the people that are like, how did they not know this was going to happen? Like, isn't this the most sophisticated surveillance systems in the world? This, like, Israel's, they're the people that invented Pegasus. That's that shit that gets on your phone where they can listen to anybody, and they have like they have that iron dome that protects them against missiles. Did you ever see that working?
Mm-mm.
They were just showing it the other night. Show videos of the Iron Dome working. It's crazy. So as Hamas is launching these missiles, they're shooting missiles at the missiles and blowing them up in the sky. Okay. It's wild. Look at this.
Yeah. It's old school Missile Command. Remember that video game?
Yeah. I mean, you have to be 100% accurate because any one of these is going to kill a bunch of people. But I mean, just imagine living in Israel and you go outside and you're seeing missiles getting hit by bombs. Look at this.
It's insane.
Look at this. They're just jacking them in the sky. But if they miss one, that's a wrap. I mean, how much do each one of these missiles that they're shooting at these other missiles cost?
Right. That's what I was thinking is $1 million.
And how are they getting all the money to shoot those missiles at Israel? Like, all of it is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how much, like I was telling you the other day, I'm sitting at home, like, wondering about the fate of the world. Are we literally going to be in a fucking mad... Because you don't think anything's going to go bad until it goes bad. Mm-hmm. You know, you remember the day before 9/11? It was just fucking normal America. Yay. And then the next day, chaos. And then everyone's riding around with an American flag on their car.
Yeah.
Like, anything can happen. And if anything does happen, like, how much is the world going to change? I mean, like... If you think about any sort of like horrific natural disaster that has hit humanity since the beginning of time, whether it's super volcanoes or earthquakes or any of these chaotic things, when those things happen, when the Mongols roll into your town, when Nazi Germany starts taking over Europe, like, fuck, we want to think that can't happen. But 100% that can happen. And when I'm alone at night and I'm a little high, that's the thing that freaks me out the most. The things that freaks me out the most is international conflicts between superpowers and how they're willing to kill a certain amount of people, right? So like, what's the number where they won't cross that line? Because if you've got groups of people that are willing to shoot missiles into apartment buildings and fly jets down and gun people down, and you've seen all those crazy drones, if we're willing to kill a certain amount of people, like, what's the line where they won't cross? What's the line? Is it 1 million people? Is it a nuclear bomb? You know, what is the line?
There's probably no line.
And when you think about how much people loved America after 9/11, the whole world was like on America's side. And how much we fucked that up in 23 years or 22 years.
Yeah.
Fucked that up. A million innocent people die because of the Iraq War. I mean, that, everybody knows that too.
We need a 9/12 immediately.
We probably are due for. And someone tweeted, see if this is true, that this happened right after the Biden administration released a bunch of funds to Iran. I think it was like $6 billion.
Really?
And then these people in Hamas are thanking Iran for funding this.
Wow.
But it's what's real?
Yeah.
What's real?
That sounds
how much of this is real? The fact that that's on the table, all of it's crazy. And also the fact that we haven't nuked anybody since 1945. Nobody's nuked anybody.
That's good.
It's promising.
Right?
It's promising.
We got to celebrate 100 years.
But it's hard to imagine that it's going to last like that forever. It seems like someone's going to get crazy.
Yeah,
And that's the question. It's like if you're willing to kill,
The answer to your question.
each missile is $40,000 to $50,000, according to a researcher at Israel's Institute for National Security Studies.
And that's a lot
Wow.
of-
Wow.
20 of them is $1 million.
So, yeah. So the question is, where are these weapons coming from? And then there was also questions of whether or not weapons that we left in Afghanistan were being used. Which is that is crazy. Trump was hilarious doing this conversation about that, where he was telling them, like, why don't we get the weapons out of there? Why don't we fill them up with gas and drive them over to Pakistan? And there's like, he said that, find a video. It was Millie, because he's hilarious. Trump
Well,
literally acts like a comedian.
He
That's
is.
the first
I mean, he
update on
always
that.
kind of has been,
The
right?
first thing you asked.
Oh, okay. The Biden administration informed Congress on Monday that it has taken concrete steps to carry out a prisoner exchange with Iran, issuing a waiver that will give Tehran access to $6 billion in Iranian oil revenue that had been blocked by U.S. sanctions, according to a State Department document sent to Congress.
And that was
Yeah.
a month ago.
That was a month ago. Yeah. On September 11th.
And then, all these stories the last day say,
Yeah. So they gave him a lot of funds. Yeah, and then this happens.